1. I think we are live, Mr. Tweacz.
Oh, that's nice.
Booda gang. It's feel like it's been a minute. It's very, very weird to start the week with a POWERCREEP podcast, I must say.
Mm-hmm. I don't disagree. We usually do this on update days, and since I was out of town, you were getting ready to go out of town.
Yep.
Just kind of worked out. It's fine.
It's fine. So I think, without further ado, we should just do the official thing. And start by saying, YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy Booda back in the building for another POWERCREEP podcast. I am with my co-host. We have Tweacz.
What's up, fellas?
In the building, along with Booda gang, BoodaFam in the chat. I see a lot of green names, and I'm a very happy Booda. Lady Booda is very happy.
That's lovely.
She was so happy with me that she took me out of town. So thank you all for smashing that join button below. Joining the Booda family. $2 a month to keep your boy Booda off the streets. I'm doing a lot of shameless plugs now. But Tweacz, how was your vacation?
It was good, man. It was a fun time. Of course, as you saw me, still part of the community, still, messing around, bull grabbing. Still posting some videos, so you can't get away from it, especially during a big collab. But it was a good time. Well, I had a really nice time.
I know you.
Family and friends, man.
That's good. That's good. How was your golf swing?
Solid, very smooth. Sometimes a little too fast, sometimes a little wonky, but it works out pretty well.
I know. Just another sport I'm gonna have to school you in one of these days.
Oh, okay, all right. I gave you your singing voice champion winner. All right, just take it.
I appreciate
with pride.
That. I appreciate that. We'll definitely hit karaoke night soon.
Yeah, dude. No, thank you.
But yeah, someone I'm not sure who can sing. Maybe some of the DMC fans can tell me. But young Nero, the young knight. We got
our second banner unit.
Second banner unit has been out for some days now. I think this is our most pushed back podcast, if I'm not mistaken.
I think we've done a couple others on Mondays before, but for other various regions. Yeah. But I think this ties the furthest back we've done.
Yeah. So both you and myself have had him in our roster for that time, and
yeah, I'm excited to hear your opinions actually, because obviously I have my own. And I've been playing with him. Actually, a lot of the testing was done in the first couple of days he was out because, grinding the event and then, capping, seeing what I can burst his DPS to, all that kind of good stuff. That's more of what I do along those lines. And then I love to see the community and what they can come up with. A bunch of the veteran players what they can come up with. So it's nice to have this much time before
a pod.
Yeah, but I think doing enough the day of is still really good.
Yeah, I feel like there's
first introduction is nice.
Yeah, that first day hype is just there, But yeah, this is the first character I have ever gotten on the day of the update and released a character showcase the same day.
That was fast. You did it in 6 hours or so.
I was feeling fast, bro.
Whoo! I am speed.
I know. Because I had to take your time slot in the morning.
Yeah, I saw that.
Because
I tuned in.
I gotta be a good co-host here, right? Like if Tweacz is away, I gotta step in, fill the role. But yeah, I've had a lot of fun with him. I think we should get to talking about this guy.
Sure. So, Nero, obviously, he's gonna be our newest fire physical DPS. And he has some really, really strong damage potential, with some really, really funny mechanics, and also some really strong mechanics. If anyone's checked out the tier list, he got a pretty damn good score.
Well, if I could just interrupt you on that, did I see a bunch of decimals in his rating?
So about that, yes, you did. What's really, really funny, as you know, and other people have used him, his damage caps are essentially RNG. So I decided to throw in the rand function to give his values a certain feeling of randomness.
I love it.
Within a range.
I love it.
So
little Easter egg.
That was a great idea.
That was very smart.
It was pretty funny. So that's probably actually going to be a permanent. But his overall, I think we had him as a 9.3. So very, very strong unit. And the more stuff you add to him, the more limited stuff you have, like Council of 10, all the SCT stuff you can get, Honey Elixir when he's apple pie, all that good stuff. Like he's just gonna be that much better. But yeah, let's get into seeing what he's about. So obviously a fire DPS. We have other fire DPSs, sure, and I don't really feel like it's necessary to talk about all of the other ones that are fire because at the end of the day, in my opinion, attribute doesn't matter that much in this game. If you can drop their attributes or the resist of enemies with certain spells, and he's gonna hit really hard anyways, or you can just slap on Trishula and use him in most content that's not gonna be resisted or that is resisted. So comparing him to other fire DPS is not really that reasonable. Comparing him to the other top DPS in the game, I think, is a route that I would go because he's right up there. Him, Vergil. I mean, Murn still is there. Where you're looking at things like Ardeen spam, Joker spam, some really strong damage potential. So I don't know. He's a lot of fun to me. But the most fun I have with him, and I think a lot of other people have done, is his S1 streak, which is super funny. It reminds me of Kohaku's S1, which I don't know if you remember back in the day, just that zoomies, combined with a Randy Beyblade type deal of him just spinning. It's so funny, dude. Yeah. You can zips around the map. It's actually a pretty nice AoE, and it pushes enemies. I like it a lot.
It's one of my favorite skills in the game.
And when I mentioned before, burst DPS wise, this is his fastest burst DPS skill. If you can get this out and pump this out with some high stocks and replenish those stocks and continually spam S1, he will do some really nice damage. His S2 and S3 are no slackers, but they are, unfortunately, these is probably my biggest gripe with his kit, and I think a lot of other people's, is that his S2 High Roller and his S3 Red Queen combo do not feel at all like the S1. They are quite slow, in fact. S2 maybe not as slow as the S3, but it does feel like his damage just slows down whenever you use those skills. I don't know. How do you feel about them?
No, I think that's right on the money. I don't mind his S2 as much. I mean, I can recognize that it's not the fastest by any means. Yeah. But I do like comboing the S2 or the S1 into the S2, spamming both of those because they are spammable.
Yeah.
Especially
those combo pretty nicely, to be honest.
They do. It's the S3 though. I don't touch the S3 until I've
run out of stocks in the other ones. Yeah. Exactly. S3 is like a 4-second skill, maybe more. I don't know. I haven't timed it, but it feels that. It's so long. Mm-hmm. For what is it, 46 or 36 hits total?
Yes.
And that may be 9 hits a second. That sounds great. Well, yes and no. Unfortunately, with a lot of units, having longer skills leads to getting interrupted quite a bit. Now, he has a mechanic to bypass that, yes, but it's not all the time. So if you're using without his, super armor type stuff that we'll talk about in a second, his S3 is going to get interrupted almost guaranteed when you're in big boss battles. It's super annoying.
Oh yeah.
S1's real fast. S2's, not as fast, but still some pretty good skill damage. But S3 is oh my god. Yeah. But here's the thing. If I was to make him have a faster S3, cut the time in half, honestly. I think nice. He might be just disgust. No, even more, way more disgusting than he is right now. Yeah. And I think it might have been too much. So I don't disagree that it stinks, when people say that, like when it's just feels super super slow, and I don't love that feeling. But any faster, I feel like it would probably be way too powerful for the current game state that we have. So I don't know.
If the S1 and the S3 were as dominant as you're talking, he would be
bro,
a DPS monster.
He has monster. In all seriousness, though, and I don't know if we'll showcase this or not, but like he can get up to on himself 60k dual wield caps. I know RNG, yes, but like by himself.
Yeah, those
60k dual wield hits.
That's what I'm saying.
The fact, if that was any faster, it just would be almost broken. It's crazy.
That's literally Ardene's S2, like.
But without like really specific scenarios.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't love his S3, but S1 and S2 or S1 especially is very very solid.
For sure.
Special though, Buster, don't really care for it honestly. Yeah, you can bump it up. It's 42 hits. His final hit damage cap is plus 100,000. Cool. Awesome. I don't really care for it. He doesn't have like, the execution effects like Thouser or, other units that have super, super high special damage. He's just not there. So can he get over 2.5 million on a special if you really wanted to? Yeah, sure. If you fully boost him out, can he get more than that? Sure. But I don't think it's really that necessary for him to be a special nuker, if I would say.
No, he doesn't outshine anything.
No. So, like, into his traits, right? This is where this shit gets so funny, because I have heard so many people complain that they cannot tell if they're doing good damage and or capping with him. Because of this, Exceed. Randomly boost skill damage plus 1% to 100%, damage cap plus 1 to 20,000 at base. So at any given time, any skill hit, it's not all the hits together, it's every single skill hit gets this randomized boosted damage and damage cap. Every single number, no matter if you're technically quote unquote capping or not, it's all gonna look different.
It's crazy, bro.
Which is like, we've had units we've been accustomed to having units that are like, oh, if I'm capping at 29,999, I should see every hit of my skill do 29,999. But instead you got, if that was the mid range, you're doing 24,800 or like 33,642, like crap like that. Like you're never gonna see you're probably never gonna see like two consistent numbers in a row on dual wield hits, which is just so funny to me, because like from what I've heard from other people, like that's how it is in a lot of other gacha games, or other games in general, where if the damage is uncapped, you'll see a lot of random numbers or like different calculations going into those numbers that it'll just look different. In Lost Cloudia, we generally have a cap system that keeps things consistent. This is totally not that.
No, not at all.
I believe people have called him RNG incarnate, or a walking gacha.
Yep.
Because you don't know what damage is going to come out with each hit. And you can tell if you just build him like normal physical DPS, and he has some really, really nice boost. If you just build him normally, or by I say normally as in like, like the other capping DPS, you're going to know that he's probably capping. The fact is, you're just not going to be able to tell.
No, that's part of his fun, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I know there's a lot of... I've been talking to people, and obviously in Discord lately, and people have been like, this crushes my OCD so bad. And I'm just like sitting there laughing like I don't know, but I feel like that was the entire point of this.
Absolutely.
But yeah, the randomness is funny, but it's actually a very effective trait, because as you get higher hit count, which it says after that, at 100 hits or more, that base of skill damage ranges from 50 to 100%, and 10,000 to 20,000 skill damage cap. So again, 100 plus party combo. He doesn't have to have a combo itself, but the combo meter on the upper left of your battle screen, your UI, that's what it's going to be going off of. Not only that, if you have the Devil Trigger buff active, it doubles that effect, which means at 100 plus hits during Devil Trigger, he's going to have a boosted skill damage on every single hit of 100 to 200% damage, as well as 20,000 to 40,000 damage cap boost. Meanwhile, remember, he is dual wield hits. That's a lot of damage.
Yeah.
And for, units that I've showcased in the past, like, they're generally older units or even in the past year who are like, I'm boosting max all the way up to, 45k dual wield cap sick. He does that almost innately, which is nuts. It's a lot of damage really, really fast, especially with the S1. And yes, it may be RNG, but dude, he hits like a freaking truck.
Yeah, when you're looking at the average or the median, however you want to think about it.
His base caps. We were talking about what I put out, that little photo thing. His base caps are 38 to 58k on 100 plus hits with Devil Trigger active. And that's base with no cap boost in his kit, no cap boost in equipment, no cap boost in enablers or arcs or anything. Exactly. So we can go stupid high. But yeah, let's talk about his trait too, because we'll come back to Exceed when we talk about the Devil Trigger a little bit. But Demonic Arm, special damage cap plus 15,000. This doesn't save his special at all, to be honest.
No.
But after special, boost HP cap plus 50%, restore HP, and give the DT buff. So as you know, the most important, or people who've played him, the most important part of his kit, I think, is the Devil Trigger buff. So the fact that his special gives it is nice, but not a broken thing in his kit to have happen, honestly. We'll talk about why. The Devil Trigger buff active, physical/magical damage taken minus 30%, which is nice for bulkiness when using a skill, can't be interrupted by most attacks. This is where we get at, because we love to see super armor. Now, most, if not almost all units, do not have super armor. We call it super armor because during skill hits, you have a very, very high level of flinch resistance. By virtue of getting, or just continually spamming skills, he can essentially not be interrupted, which is really, really strong for, as you can probably tell, almost, if not all content in the game. Continually not getting interrupted is fantastic. But why is this cool? He doesn't need necessarily his special to do this. He can actually do this just by casting his demon form spell. This is kind of like a honey elixir winning apple pie scenario where he's going to, it costs minimum 200 MP to use, but it nukes all of your MP, but it automatically gives you Devil Trigger. Now, why is this important? This essentially makes it so he can get Devil Trigger on command and super armor on command, which gives him, for all of his skill spamming and all of his damage output that he's going to just do, complete super armor and unable to be interrupted by most scenarios, right? It's a very high level of flinch resistance. That's crazy.
Yeah.
We've had units with super armor before, right? Shift Roland, Baron, OG Millen has it, Shift Lanceville. I'm blanking on if anyone else has it. I think Summer Alina has it, but it's not important. What we have not had in the past is a true burst DPS that's given super armor. Now, Roland is fantastic, don't get me wrong. But he's not a true DPS. He's a bruisery, he'll spam out a bunch of damage, sure. But on units like Vergil, on units like Nero, who get super armor with crazy DPS potential, that's really nice. And he is, Nero specifically, just because he gets on-command super armor, skyrockets his value by so much. And I think that's why a lot of people are finding him super fun, is because he can do that immediately at the beginning of every wave, mind you. It's once per wave, not per quest, per wave. He can use it and do whatever the hell he wants for 40 seconds. That's awesome on a really good DPS. And this is the super armor is one of the main reasons why we love, you and I'm pretty sure, have loved using super armor units in the past. Shift Roland, maybe not Shift Lance, but Baron especially. They just feel so much better than other units because you're just not getting interrupted. So I think this is probably the main drawing point in his kit. Not only does he have extremely high DPS and fire damage in general, but using super armor is just such a quality of life improvement for overall gameplay, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's the only way.
That's my little rant.
I think you should run him. Going back to the trait too, I just see it as the troll to Dante.
Yes, and thank you for saying that, because that's what when you and I know we talked about this before in chat and whatever. The fact that they gave Shift Nero, not only is he a fire attribute attacker, he is given dual innate, and he is given super armor. Well, yes, albeit on command, but super armor.
Yeah.
That's literally the 2 buffs we wanted for OG Dante.
Yeah.
And they gave it, instead of giving him it, they gave it to a new shift unit, which hilariously enough, this could have been like a friggin' Shift Dante anyways.
This could have
and it would have been so funny.
Yep. It could
also sad, but so funny.
You think so? I think it could have easily been young Dante, and nothing changed. Just a different picture, because even the sprite I would look at as a young Dante.
Yeah, no, the sprite is. I feel like this was a Dante, dude. Honestly, sometimes I feel like it was.
Did you see when I put them side by side, OG Dante?
Yeah, dude. Yes,
uncanny.
Like this is. I agree with you.
Totally 100%. Intentional. You can't convince me otherwise.
I feel like it's a troll, honestly.
We know that too.
But yeah, let's go through his kits, because his kit's really strong, right? So base stat ups, I honestly could not care most of what they put in here anymore. I don't use stat ups a lot. So like HP up, fighting spirit, heroism up, HP, defense, strength. Okay, yeah, they want him to be a little bit bruisery, not your typical glass cannon. I get it. Critical up 2, aim vitals. What we're missing here is Proud Force. So of course, if you want sustain, Proud Force for crits would be great. Royal armor is solid. And then he actually has 8 slayers, which is kind of nuts. So deicide, basically, what are we talking about? God genocide, pretty much, like deity genocide.
Deity
someone brought
genocide.
up, which is cool. It's a cool little thing. Give physical attacks / special on anti-god type effect, anti-type effect damage cap plus 2,000. So he gets on all of his slayers, and any anti-typing effects are plus 2,000 damage cap, which I like. But this is God Slayer right there, pretty much. Brute Slayer, which is another 6 slayers in itself, which is ridiculous. And then Soldier Mastery, which is essentially Sniper Slayer, which obviously has all of these sniper. Every single damage against snipers is going to have anti-typing effect. I really like that. So 8 slayers, mind you. Not just is he a good DPS. In general, it's 8 freaking slayers. Special boost in 8. You love to see that. Godblade, another 30% physical damage against undead spirits and gods. Sure, why not? Who knows why, but God bless. Auto Brave, Life Force, and again, this is all the stuff, like, these are really good saves. And I'm kind of skipping over this stuff, but these are really good saves. Auto Brave for 7, Life Force for 8, Auto Protection for another 7, Patience 2, more defensive when he gets lower HP, Awaken 2. Like, we haven't seen this shit before. Getting a temporary buff whenever he gets 30% or lower HP to get Strength, Defense, and Mind plus 65%. Sorry, what?
I know.
And no, of course, this does not stack with Awaken except for the heal, but like, that's a really strong passive. And I love Awaken in Arena and in PvE when I know I'm going to be low at health at some certain point. That's strong. 65% is a very big number. Fire High Drive, Fire Mega Drive, Fire Attack Raise 3, Fire Enhance. Dude, 30% damage. 30% damage in cap. 30% damage in cap. 10% damage, but 35% special damage. Like, what? Jeez. I would have found it super funny if they just given like Fire Attack Raise 1 and 2 as well. Like, why not?
Why not?
Pose of Victory, of course, I would love to put Pose of Glory on him as well here. Goddess Kiss Innate is just great, honestly, just quality of life, because, how many times have you and I built and veterans have built units where we maybe do use Honey Elixir, maybe we do want to reuse his demon form. Having that innate to get MP back immediately is great. Side roll, okay, love more movement speed. I also love damage mitigation. Piercing, dual wield innate, Dante, classic. Sword boost, sword mega boost, skill charge 1 for free, because it's, listen, giving skill charge 1 for free. I don't think people understand how good quality of life that is. If you can start any battle with just an S1 and just rip across the screen. Perfect.
Yep.
Sharp Eyes innate, cool, which obviously doesn't really work that well with demon form, but if you're not in demon form, this is going to work great. And if you recovered MP during demon form, this is going to work great. Combo Master 2. I do wish they had given him Combo Master 1, to be fair, because we do have Combo Master 2 by Farmable from the Vaz Arc, but that's just selfish me. Kyrie's Deliverance. Critical damage taken 15% less, and anti-type attack damage taken minus 15%. Sure. Cool defensive passives. So obviously, as you can tell, he has some really strong offensive passives, but some good defensive passives too for bulkiness. I know a lot of others have tried him out as being like a bruiser-ish type deal, and you know what? His multipliers are super strong, especially with 8 Slayers. He does some pretty nice damage in almost any build you give him, which is more of like a thing nowadays that it's like that is helping me to establish power creep, right? The SC saves, how synergistic their kit is with itself without having to add a ton of stuff via your, pool of SC, lets you build in opposite ways, but also focus in some ways where you might not have been able to before with other units. And his kit's real strong.
Mm-hmm.
Real strong. Yeah. Very, very fun. I'll just show just real quick what I have on him. I think this is what we're going to be running. Yes, I'm using stat ups because I think people just complaining that I use over the SC amount, so I just included these. You can just remove these if you don't really feel like using them. But like I use things like Ardor, which I don't even know how I have that on. I'm taking off. Fire Attack Raise 1 and 2. Why not? 26 SC to increase his damage. He has so many good multipliers in his kit. Why not raise it all? Physical weak point boost. You got Sword High boost, of course. Skill 1 boost I find very fun, honestly. I think that's on the FMA collab arc, though, so that's unfortunate. Stock Skill 1, Purple Orb to raise the S1 stock limit. You got Combo Master, Giant Killing 2. This is the power. Time to kick some ass, which I think we're going to get to eventually, but I love this skill. I don't think the Ark is chaseable, but if you happened to get the Ark while trying to get Shift Nero, or maybe got it on tickets, this is kind of sick. This is the first time we've had this kind of buff available freely that's not an equipment or another unit passive buff, right? I'm pretty sure, right? We don't have anything outside of equipments, arcs, and units that can apply this. So having this learnable, and yes, it's a 40-second buff, but like having this learnable at the start of battle, you love to see it. Wait, confirm.
Yeah, the 3SC was a surprise.
3SC for 20% physical damage. Now, it is a generic icon buff for physical damage, so like it's not going to stack with other things like Tinkili's buff or other equipment buffs, but like that's really strong. I guess we could talk about his paids real quick before we go into testing and showing what his capabilities are. Nero's overcoat, 2 accessories, right? 2 accessories. Nero's overcoat and Nero's boots. These can be upgraded or actually enhanced to plus 20. They just give like a little extra stats. I'm not crazy about either of them. I do kind of prefer Nero's overcoat to the boots, though. Same. I don't know how you feel about it.
Yep. The boots don't
I'm a big fan of hammering Devil Trigger, so this is a nice boost for it.
Exactly. And I'll take auto crit. I'm not mad at that at all.
Yeah, auto crit for sure.
Yeah.
I would definitely go overcoat first, though. Boots, the 1,000 damage at fire attack damage cap is like, oh, well, what's going on here? I don't know why we were doing that. Continuous haste is cool. I get that. I do love his S1 is, I think, 12 SCT, so having another continuous haste essentially drops that 12 SCT down to like 10. So, not too bad. But, of course, I have an Godly Kagetsuchi, which is probably one of the best in slot weapons for him. And then Trishula. He can equip machines innately. Yeah, you can pretty much just bring him with these 2 weapons, or pretty much any weapon with Trishula and dual wield him, and he's gonna do some really good damage against pretty much anyone with any physical or attribute resist. Like, nice. So yeah, pretty fun. Why don't we go in and test him, because I think a lot of people probably have seen this already, and your showcase definitely And I hope they've watched your showcase because it was very well done.
Oh, thank you.
You didn't miss any really big main points at all. I think just fleshing him out and using him is the most important part. And it's just his S1's silly.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty much what it comes down to.
It really is.
S1 is silly. I don't really want to showcase like him being bulky because if you want to add bulk, he has a sick amount of SC room to add bulk if you wanted to.
That's all I was gonna say is just his versatility. Hey, Uncrowned King, welcome to the BoodaFam.
So let's go use his S. Hold on, let me go use his S3 and get interrupted. Well, actually, these enemies are flinchable shit. So they're not gonna get interrupted by, or they're not gonna interrupt me. But I want to use my demon form. And then spam S1.
Whee!
He is solo right now.
Yep.
And we're not even capping, or we're hitting like 50k ish, and we're half caps, half max caps.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. He hits really.
Like I said, when you average
people
out
have
the
known
damage,
and that's why I feel like a lot of people are enjoying him more than Vergil because he's just very fun to use super armor, dude. Like that's all you really need in this game.
Really
is to not feel like you're not doing anything by continually getting interrupted.
Yep. Yep. It unlocks so much fun in the game.
I'm just gonna do it again real quick. This is what I would do if I was trying to min-max this and just go straight. Let's do S1, S2. $60K, like 60K solo is just stupid.
That's quite ridiculous.
Yep. I mean, he's just very solid damage as a solo unit, as a team comp. If you want to enable him further, you absolutely can. I don't think it's necessary at all. But when you have the ability to on command super armor, for every single wave,
with that kind
that's
of
nasty.
Damage. With that kind of damage.
With that kind of damage, exactly.
Yeah.
And I know you talked about another great point of it is like you can use things like if you have a multi-wave battle and maybe you're not running MP recovery stuff or on-kill stuff, you can use things like Archangel's Blessing.
Dude.
You can use Ale of what? Honor to grab some MP back. If you have a huge MP stock, you could get 200 MP at the beginning of every single wave and just use it. It gets super fun.
It's because the whole thought process with that is you don't want to, since it's a timed buff, you don't want to waste time using Goddess Kiss to charge up. Because that's RNG. It might take one auto attack. It might take 3 to 5, so it is so nice to load into each wave in multiplayer, just turn on demon form and unlock all of that damage, all of that super armor. Not get flinched, clear waves very quickly. It's my favorite way to run them.
Yeah, I don't disagree. And like even without, let's say you're playing multiplayer, or even like better bosses, like harder bosses. His demon form and demon devil trigger buff is one of the best parts of his kit. Now, how can we extend that shit, right? Like that's where it comes to be like, okay, it's up for 40 seconds, but after 40 seconds, like, what are we going to do? Well, I think the best thing about him is that shit's a buff. And we have the ability to boost that, right? One of the most useful things, which is from an SR Ark, is going to... Oh, it's curse resistance on, God forbid.
Jeez, Tweacz.
Unbelievable. Is the Magic Mirror Palm Realm. Now, I'm going to go actually here. The duration of buffs from units' active skills plus 15%. This immediately turns this 40-second buff into a 46-second buff, which may not seem like a lot, but we can go even further, right? Another 10% can be found on a story item called the G Bracelet. Another 10%. So we're looking at another 4 seconds. That's a 50-second buff. But wait, there's more. We can add an arc that's going to give him buff duration. So there's 3 arcs in the game that are going to work for this. Now, I was giving out misinformation at the
Yeah, I
to
saw
you.
Scrambling.
I'm pretty sure to you. But regardless, we tested it out and it worked. There's 3 arcs in the game that give really, really nice buff duration. I'm going to talk about the one that you talked about first. It's an SR arc, very easily achievable. The Eternal Clock Duro. This is going to give you 30% boosted buff duration. This is going to, additively with the others, it's going to give another 12 seconds. So this turns him into a 62-second Devil Trigger buff immediately. Now, we can do even better. Okay. We can do even better. Wait, did I say 62? I don't think I meant 62.
62 from the... If you have both of those equipments and this arc,
it's
then
62.
it is 62. Yes.
Yeah. 62 total. Regardless, we can get up to 60, I think it's 63. What is it? Start us live. This is an extra 35% boosted. This is another 14 seconds instead of 12. This is 64 seconds of Devil Trigger. Now, we can get even higher than that. If you have all those things, Vel.org, and mind you, the reason I'm pointing these out is because Start Us Live actually says duration of stat buffs. It's actually all buffs, not just stat buffs,
Dang.
not just your basic stat buffs. So
used
all
that
buffs are plus 35% duration. And then we get to Vel.org, which is the cream of the crop for stat buffs. This is a 50-second buff. Even if you don't use the other items to increase his buff duration, this essentially turns the 40-second buff into a 60-second buff. That increases his overall longevity of his Devil Trigger by 50% more. That's great. Not only that, if you add in the other things, he's going to have a 70-second buff, which, I mean, maybe you don't need that much, but it's possible. I think this is probably one of the best in-slot arcs on him, in my opinion. Just giving that Devil Trigger buff from 40 to 60 seconds is a huge boost to the overall staying power and overall damage potential that he can have. Now, not everyone's going to be able to, and not every enemy is going to be able to be bursted down in 40 seconds. But if you have an extra 20 seconds, that's a lot.
It's a long time.
That's a long time, dude.
I also want to talk about something else about each one of the arcs that you brought up. They also have their own secondary niches that they can contribute to, right?
And I think the other two ones. So Vel.org first, I think if we should talk about. This is mainly for the massive duration.
It is.
It also does do the other thing.
All I was going to bring up, because particularly what I'm using it for, he's very weak to ice. That ice resistance, he tanks this Kraken multiplayer fight with this and a couple other things.
That's awesome.
So easily.
Yeah, and so, 20. I mean, ice resistance plus 20. What is he normally?
He's minus 30.
Minus 30. So yeah, from 130% damage down to 110% damage is a lot.
Yeah.
That's a big move. So yeah, sure. Super defensive for him, especially against ice enemies.
Exactly. So that's nice. Covers his weakness and is the longest extension. I don't really know what this less likely to block. Is that literally the guard mechanic?
So yeah, it's essentially a shockwave for enemies that are fire weak on him.
Or Slayer weak.
It's only attribute.
Only attribute weaknesses. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's that.
But still useful. Not a bad arc passive for him. But yeah, the 50% buff duration is huge. Now,
yes.
Let's talk about this one first, because I think the other one is probably the one we want to save for last.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So obviously, enemy break recovery speed 30%. Well, you know what works incredibly well with burst damage strategies is breaking strategies. So
as we can tell with the Persona 5 units and loss.
Exactly. Woo! So run this guy with Clock, run your Murin, run Joker. You're gonna have a very good time with boss
Very good
enemies.
time. And I want to clarify for people, because in case they don't know, the enemy break recovery speed it says enemy break recovery speed 30%. What this means to say, because it's actually terribly written, enemy break recovery speed minus 30%, which means the boss is going to take 30% longer to actually get out of the break mode. He's going to stay immobilized for 30% longer. So, if that makes sense. That's a lot of time to do more damage.
A lot of time.
But yeah.
So
buffs and debuffs. Buffs. First of all, this arc is fantastic for many units. It elongates buffs, debuffs, and ailments time frame that they're up, as well as elongates the break recovery speed, or elongates the boss break recovery time. which is just crazy for an SR arc.
This
dude.
arc outshines a bunch of SSRs.
Almost everyone has this arc. And if you're not using this on like in your party when you're either breaking or maybe on one of your supports, it's a really, really good support arc.
Yeah. Like throw this on your SM Tyria if you don't have anything else.
Yeah, it's a great arc. But yeah, the final one, which is probably one of the best ones and definitely one for wave battles. Go ahead.
Yeah, obviously given a little extra time, hardly any though, for the stat buffs. Pretty much the same, I'd say, as the clock arc.
Pretty much, yeah. Not really that reasonably different.
What it does give is the very OP +1 to all stocks. And illness resistance +2, which he's also weak to. Funny enough.
Yeah, I don't hate that.
So
I don't hate that.
I just noticed that. But you know what we can add just a lot of stock amounts to and make it real stocky?
S1.
Oh.
S1. I mean, combined with the purple orb that literally everyone in your entire podcast should have because they all selected it and or got it from the Redux banner. Purple orb, this skill stock 1. I'm sorry, that's 3 more stocks to his S1. Combining that shit with Pirate's Feast in wave battles with Trishula and not giving a crap what multiplayer battle you're going into because he's just gonna smash it.
So fun.
Yeah, super useful.
Yes. If I know there are some to this day who still don't like understand, well, you know, why would I increase my stock cap in my battles? I'm usually using stocks before they're capped out. Please start using Pirate's Feast. It's the only way you're going to enjoy this game on another level.
Yeah. The amount of overall DPS you can do by having another stock of all your skills before having to regen anything. Like, I feel like it's a little underappreciated in the community, is just like the absolute power of more stocks.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's a reason.
Really cool.
All of the end game long-term veteran players build a very specific way. Usually includes a lot of stocks and a lot of stocks.
And even more stocks.
And even more stocks. I said stocks twice.
No, I'm just reinforcing more all the stocks.
All of them. So yeah, Stardust Live is pretty much the goated arc. I wish I would have. I didn't know that it counted towards demon form, so I didn't use it in my showcase. I wish I did use it, but
that's okay. I'll use it in mine, and then you will,
Yeah, I see what you were doing. I see why you accidentally spread information.
Oh, so unfortunate.
Oh, my testing got tweaked.
But yeah, so those are some really good arcs for him, and I think that those are probably a very easy tidbit for people to just do, right? Because, that's 2 SSR, general pool SSR arcs, as well as an SR arc.
Yeah.
If you don't have any of these two, the SR arc's fantastic. And that's along the lines of if you even need to get extended buffs. If you're killing stuff within 40 seconds, you don't need it. But you have the option to do so later on. Yeah, awesome.
For sure.
So, yes, on command super armor is friggin' filthy. The fact that you can extend that buff is filthy. The fact that you have the ability to spam this much damage in battles, especially in if you slap Pirate's Feast on him with a massive amount of skill stocks, I'm sorry, it's just ridiculous.
It's very fun.
Sometimes.
It's just very fun. It's a good way to play the game.
So, for sure.
I'm a big fan.
And we're all getting 3 prisms of him and Vergil. So you're gonna be sitting at max 96 SC, and if you got some more from spending a little bit, pulling for them, if you're a paid player, you got prisms. He's not a bad unit to have extra SC on. Honestly, very, very good. And that's why he's a 9.3 on the tier list at the moment.
It's a big
Just
rating.
for reference, that's one of the best scores, our highest we have in the entire game is a 9.6. It's a really good score. Yeah, pretty awesome.
Good dude.
Good dude, solid dude, real
dude,
nice. He's literally shift young Dante, which is hilarious. The arc, we talked about a little bit of it. If you want to get into the arc, just a bit.
Yeah,
I actually find this very funny. This arc. The passive is not bad at all, by the way.
No, that's a nice.
Have you used it?
I don't have
you
this
not
arc.
used it?
I don't have this arc.
Okay, so we'll talk about. We'll bring him out on. I'm going to see just what this does.
The buff works.
But yeah, for passives or learnable, I'm talking about stats. The stats are okay. 312 strength, sure. I don't really care about the rest. This is like a general SSR, LR stat mixture. It's fine. What it does do, the passives are pretty solid, honestly. For 7 seconds after using a skill, give a skill damage plus 40% buff one time, excluding previous use skill. What this does is that once you use a skill, the other 2 skills in the set have boosted 40% damage until you use them. So if you only spam S1, let's say Nero, if you only spam S1, you're never gonna get the boost. But if you spam an S1, your S2 and S3 are gonna get boosted. Then you can use an S2 and get boosted damage. But now that S2 becomes the point of now the S1 and S3 get boosted damage. So you can flip back and forth between S1, S2, S1, S2, S3, as long as you're not repeating a skill, I should say. So it doesn't encourage spamming, but if you combo, if you switch skills around, it'll give you that nice boost. And I think one of the main things that we've talked about in the past is that some of the best arcs in the game, being like, Swordsman Tail has a really nice 40% boost on it if the enemy's huge. We have Game Master Arc has a massive 40% physical damage boost constantly if you have 8,000 fish. 40% skill damage is huge.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not saying this is going to be like the most fun skill to use because, in my opinion, bursting damage usually includes spamming one specific skill.
Yep.
But yeah, that's a really strong boost in general. I don't think this arc is by any means chaseable. I don't think it's game breaking. It's nice to have. Damage from beast, creatures, undead, and spirit types minus 10%. Okay. Autocast, Grand Brave, Grand Fort. I don't hate it. Plus 35% strength. Plus 35% defense. Can't hate that at all, honestly. But I think where it actually comes to, a pretty good arc, and not one you should hate snagging if you're pulling for Nero, is the learnables. Brave, don't really care. Sky High, okay, we have that on actually a few other arcs. But if you don't have those, yeah, it's useful here. And then we get to time to kick some ass, because like we said before, we don't really have any way to make a unit have this already, this buff, unless it's given from another unit, unique passive, trait, or an equipment, or an arc. Like, we can't get this. So giving a fast 40-second buff of plus 20% physical damage for 3 SE is strong. Very strong. And I think that's probably the golden child of this arc itself. Shadow armor, okay. I don't really think I've ever used shadow or any of these armor things yet in my life, because if I need that defensive passives, I'll just use Emtheria. But cool to have, I guess. Giant shield, I actually don't mind this at all. 7 SC for just a flat minus 10% damage from bosses. I'm in for. Mm-hmm. We've seen a lot of, and as you know, a lot of defensive passives are very highly priced. This ain't bad for a full minus 10% bosses, 10% damage from bosses. Some of the hardest battles in the game are boss battles, especially the boss special nuking or literally giving instant team wipes. This is going to help with that. And then Creature Buster, and then we're seeing more. We've got the whole Slayer phase. We're still in the midst of the whole Geyser phase, and now they're bringing out Busters. This whole Buster phase of which super limited stuff, and we're getting bonuses to physical attack, specials, and counters of anti-typing. Creature Buster, I don't really think is that necessary. I guess if you really were nuking stuff, the only place that I would say is relevant right now is probably Rainbow Gate for that stupid ass jelly boss. It's serious. I hate that jelly boss. I literally if I'm ever doing that gate, I'm bringing Alice or Thouser and just shitting on them with a special. But Creature Buster is okay. It's available now. Arc Ether Ward I actually like. I think a lot of people who play PvP and would understand the power of another auto revive accessory, especially one that doesn't give you 10% HP like most do. This is a 50% HP. I feel like that's pretty strong, in my opinion. I don't know how you feel about it.
I agree.
It's not like going to break your game or anything. But having another auto revive is nice.
Yeah. And that 10 to 50% is so significant. I mean, that's why Indomitable Spirit and determination have such a far gap in usefulness.
Yeah, and mind you, it does say recover HP by 50% or recover HP half. That includes extremely high HP units. Like, it's always half, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, super strong. I should rephrase. Strong AER for the fact that it's another revive.
Yeah.
And those are useful in places like Arena. Again, if you've probably been playing Story, you probably already have other things like a decoy items that you've gotten. But having another one just because you have this Ark is not a bad thing. I would say this Ark is definitely way more preferable than the duel at the Cliffeth.
Oh, for
in my opinion.
Sure.
Like,
For sure.
I don't know, man. Fate and no attribute critical raise will be useful eventually. Dark Knight Sparta sucks. The Ark art is cool, but I actually prefer this way more, mostly because of Time to Kick Some Ass and Giant Shield.
No, I
I
would
like
agree.
this. I like this a lot.
I would agree.
But again, can I just say once again, please don't chase this Ark. Like, this is not Glass Record. This is not Key9. This is not Winnie's Apple Pie. This is not Honey Elixir. I am not saying to pull for this. If you happen to have this from tickets or pulling for Nero, have at it. Have at it. Come on.
Come on.
All right, Buddha. I think the other thing we have is event stuff. Event stuff. Training field's back. Let's go. Training field. Everyone loves training field.
So good.
Everyone loves getting massive mother souls and EXP boosts and just a shitload of materials to use in their gameplay to level up their units. Like, this training field, I think it's been like once a month almost. It's almost like 1 week per month we get this.
Yeah,
that's pretty nice.
it is.
That we've been getting. Descendants of Sparta. I know we talked about did we talk about the event last time? I think we did talk about the event last time. But we just essentially part 2, more quests. And now another different battle. Now we're fighting Vergil in these quests instead of that Urizen boss. Slayer rewards, continue to do them daily, which I've done nothing today. My fault, fellas. I'll do those later.
Jeez.
Unbelievable, I know. But Legendary Devil Hunter, again, this stuff's all like, this is where you farm for the red orbs. You do the extra challenges. You do the 3 or 5 cost stages and grab SSS. It'll give you 3 orbs per battle. Then you go into the Alchemy Lab, which I can't show any mine, I guess, because I've finished them all.
Nice flex.
Yep, done, bro.
Jeez.
Pretty fun. Pretty fun.
Yeah, it wasn't too crazy.
Wardon says Bloody Palace. Yeah, Bloody Palace.
Yeah.
Bloody Palace is fun. It's a little fun test stage. I know I put out a couple of videos. It's not important at all, but it's just fun.
Well, I think
this used to be an old time trial.
Well, someone asked what's coming in part 3, actually, which, I mean, is there anything else to talk about in terms of part 2?
Not really. It's just an update, for the Shift Nero stuff. It's not really that important. Part 3 though is going to be time trials for sure.
Yep.
We're also going to see who gets let out of the shadow band.
Whoa.
Which I sure do hope I do. But you can't make any guarantees until it happens. So we'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see.
I tried to hashtag it, bro.
I know, bro. I appreciate it. It was pretty funny. But yeah, it was good news. Even if people aren't immediately let go from the shadow ban, there is now in place a situation where people can get out of it. Which again, the harsher penalties of you modding your game is you're not going to get unshadow banned. But for things that like people using macros 2 years ago, which was apparently a permanent shadow ban.
Yep.
Which we were never told. We were told it was, back last year when Steam released. They're like, yeah, it's like 6 months. You'll be fine. No one was let go.
No, not from that first one.
Yeah. So we'll see if I'm actually released.
I got my fingers
I'm holding my breath.
I know you
are. Or I
are.
won't hold my breath for it, I guess I should say.
Something to mention, just because I think it's significant. You can get like over 500 Mother Souls from the updated mission rewards. Which
yes. Okay, so I have a qualm with that, right?
Okay.
Anything past 100k is like
excessive,
right? Like once you pass 100k, 100k was like the Radiance, I think that was like the last like real true reward in my opinion. Let me say this. There's so many rewards, which is great. Yeah, like 100 or 98k was like the most. This was the craziest one. Get the Radiances, grab the Prisms, grab the Dust, grab the Mega Cluster, sure. And then we have this. Like anything past that is just like stuff you're gonna get in the meantime of while you're doing your dailies, in my opinion. You really don't need to gun right now to snag 300k points. Like there's no point. Just relax. It's okay.
No.
100k is significantly easier to get now that we especially have, you know, the old DMC units that you can get for free, or even on any of those banners will count towards your point rewards. If you've been pulling for Shift Nero or Vergil, those will count towards your point rewards. And doing your daily slays, even like listen, I've been doing the normal slay. It's just so quick. It's like 9,000 hit points.
That was just loaded and boom.
And guess what? It's by slays. It's not by that stupid HP crap they tried during, you know, the Lagrange event. You don't have to do God. You don't have to do hard. You can just do normal, and it counts the same for the whole community. So, just get your shit done. Get them points. It's not a very hard event to, you know, cap your event points unless you just start it late. That's the only thing I could see.
Yeah.
The trading space. Pick up everything that's like equipment wise, please. Pick up all that stuff. Don't worry. You have training field right now. Don't worry about all the materials and stuff in here. Just go snag all of the limited stuff that's only going to be back around during the event itself first. Same thing as going just in general for events. Just snag all the limited stuff.
For sure.
But
then use those gold coins on those God Sphere orbs.
Yes.
Because those are just such a pain.
The God Sphere, just to help out on the overall grind of your account, these are sometimes can be super annoying, especially for people that are just getting into God Forging. One of these, like the Kraken one, just one for free, is going to give you an automatic Marmasa.
Yeah.
You don't have to farm Kraken at all.
Yeah.
It's great.
That is huge.
A lot of these will just give you, essentially gift you a free God Forge. Maybe it won't max it out for you, but you'll get the effect immediately, and which I find very nice.
Nice. You have 90 over there. Jeez Louise.
Well, I just haven't been spending them at all. Like, what do you
that.
want me to do? Spend them on what, sir?
I know.
I'll get my Onyx next in.
Yeah, Beast Mania, I don't think's worth talking about.
I really don't care about Beast Mania. I mean, they did add more stuff for Duborn and Sagi, and I'm not gonna spoil these as to what you need to do to finish them, but like they're funny. The boss battles are super funny. I haven't done them yet, but I've obviously seen stuff about it on Twitter. I don't know.
Yeah,
Sure, but Beast Mania. If you care about Beast units at the moment, I don't at the moment.
Me neither.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
It's a thing.
Anything else in here? Not really. Chronicles,
No.
not really.
There's no other.
I mean, like
behind the scenes things.
Maze still not up for whatever reason. Who knows?
Unforeseen. I think it just has to do with the rankings, man. For it to be this long, and then it to be hopefully coming back for the time trials.
Yeah, has to be.
Seems like it was.
There's no other reason.
Yeah. So, excited to see. Part 3, obviously, I'm not a big time trials guy, and especially if they let in all of the old veterans, it's going to be impossible.
It'd be good
for me to get
it's
that.
Finally, like, it'll have like a real ranking. Like, I mean,
spot.
not to say it hasn't been a real ranking, but like with all of the powerhouses that I know in the community that have been shadow banned for forever, and it's been sad to see like a bunch of us have not been able to rank for so friggin' long. And hopefully, we all get let loose, and if not, damn right I'll be talking to Barlene and seeing when we can get out.
Honestly, come on,
right?
How long of a punishment? How long of the sentence is necessary?
It's all good.
So,
honestly, I just want my maze point rewards. I just want to.
You want to flex on everyone?
Like, I mean, no, that's one of my favorite contents. You know, having like constant time trials of having fun with units and hard ass battles.
Yeah, you can
like
always
maze is the best content we've ever gotten. In all seriousness. And the fact that one, we can't play right now, but two, I can't even rank is crazy for PvE stuff. Like,
Mm-hmm.
there's not even any rewards. Like, what's the issue?
Yeah, no.
Who knows?
We'll see. But dang, I'm trying to think. I don't have anything else written down, bro.
I ain't got anything else. Nero's really fun though. People should. I mean, we can go mess around with him. Like, here's the funny thing about Nero is that, like, should we do a multiplayer?
Oh yeah, what the heck, man?
Shall we?
We talked about running quad Neros.
Quad, do we have quad Neros in the chat?
We should. Come on, guys. It's been
Bahamut.
4 days.
Should we do Bahamut?
Try.
We're gonna shit on the other two. I don't know if we'll even clear Bahamut, to be honest.
That's why I just want to see.
You want to see if we can do it? Okay.
So.
We have 40 seconds. What do you? I mean, I think I'm gonna bring
40 seconds. He has that. Dude, I don't understand his damage mitigation buff. I feel like I've seen things that contradict him starting with it immediately at the battle. It's very weird
you just gotta the boss itself.
Yeah, like sometimes I've done it with other party members, and then Balin's just start destroying it, and his health's going down without the buff going away, and I'm just thinking, what's going on?
I don't know, bro. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. You're sipping on copium right now. I don't know what to tell you.
I'm just trying to figure it out.
I'm gonna try to set him up for some healing too. Let's do this. Let's do Fast Matisse.
I'm gonna make sure he's got Dragon Slayer.
Right. Let's check his skill kit. Yeah, this is fine. Time to kick some ass. Let's go.
Nice.
Yeah, but if you guys are, I know Lax, you're in the chat. If you guys want to jump in here and mess around with,
yeah, I guess
the
now
battle,
it's a
feel
little
free.
Multiplayer sesh plus Q&A. If you guys want to throw some things out,
yeah, throw out some questions. We'll mess around with this for now. I'm gonna bring a revive just in case I'm an idiot and get
I think that's a good idea.
Trishula, yes, needed. I don't really care about more caps, so.
No, I'm good with this.
This can go down to... I need Pose of Glory. And Pirate's Feast. Please don't let me forget Pirate's Feast, bro. Come on. How could you not tell me?
Make sure you have Pirate's Feast, man.
Pose of Glory, Pirate's Feast. Surprise stack backstab. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, what can I take off? Let's go one boost. Bang.
When do we think Adel is coming into the game?
Any reason I didn't... Pierre asked, any reason I didn't put Expet in my fast farm video? So Expet actually is a good farmer for IGC3, but she can miss if the lower left unit doesn't move. So she is not as consistent as I would have liked her to be. So just FYI, guys, Buddha needs to be in here. So
I'm slacking.
I can't have all ya.
I'm slacking.
Sorry, you let me know when you're done, and I'll create a new lobby. How will we do that?
Oh no, I'm ready. I just was very slow to the room code. I guess.
Oh, okay. Well, I know Ichigo's got the fastest fingers in the West, so we're gonna
eager people in here.
But if you didn't know, Ichigo and I got into the first room on the live stream because we have the fastest fingers ever. So.
I feel like it's a weird flex, but okay.
Yeah.
Start that room.
I only say that because Ichigo literally joins my room half the time faster than my ults do.
That's wild.
It's really funny. All right, I'm starting a new lobby.
Yeah, I'm looking. I have the real time. It's lagging. Oh boy.
If you're looking for friend lobbies, it's not going to work. By the way,
I'm not.
It's a locked room.
I know. Listen, okay, I'm here, bro.
My dude, I know, dude. What do you want me to do? And it's not even letting me create lobbies.
Oh
this
yeah,
game...
this thing broke.
Okay, let me go back here. Let's go into this one.
The beach?
Let's go like this. Let's X out. Oh, no, don't close it. Maybe this will work. I'm confusing the system. Bang. Worked.
There we go.
There he is.
Here I am.
Let me just make sure I put Pirate's Feast on, because I just
You're really uncertain, huh?
Okay, just thank goodness. Relax, Ichigo. All right, solid party. Everyone's using Stardust Live. You guys look great.
This is gonna be
I'm gonna be literally if we don't kill this in 40 seconds, I'm gonna be the only one flailing around.
I have a lot of faith in us, bro. I have a lot of faith.
Bro.
I have a lot of faith.
You guys got massive boosts.
I can't see him being anything but fire. Energy.
I guess everyone's S1ing. Cool. Smart. Booda just... You already...
What?
Why did you use demon form?
Because I'm elite. What do you want?
Don't need to.
But I can. Because you ready? Watch my MP bar. Oh, ready again.
I know why you can. I just
Listen,
think it's super funny that you did.
I like double damage caps and double damage boosted and super armor.
Thank
Every
you. Lax
single
knows what's
wave,
happening here.
bro. Every single wave is when I like it.
Okay, everyone remember, do not jump in right away. Let him do his tail whip first. And Lax, of course, did not pay it. I don't think I'm doing enough damage, to be honest.
Listen, don't give up.
Where's
hope.
the all damage buff? That's very confusing.
I'm telling you, sometimes it's. I feel like it was there though.
Where is our damage?
I'm saying, where is it?
Is he super resistant to fire?
I think he's super resistant to elemental damage, bro.
Bro, you guys are fucking dead.
Whoa.
Bro. Maybe. But you see the damage now, right?
Yeah, it's a little better now. Dang, dying is not a good thing. Okay.
It's just like,
it's a little tough.
Oops, you had auto on, yeah.
It's a little tough.
So, like,
here.
I'm confused, though, because...
We did no damage in the beginning. And are you looking at the numbers?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not typical Nero numbers.
No, they're not.
I think he's...
But guess what I'm going to do?
You going in? Yep, that's going to save the day right
Crushing
there.
it, bro.
Dude, you...
This is why you don't use ults in multiplayer. Trash.
What do you do? I just love seeing it. Yo, where's all that HP coming from, bro? Yeah, I think Bahamut is extremely resistant to elemental.
What
are you gonna do?
I mean, I don't think... Do we have free continues?
No.
No. Get out of here. That's fine. 3 orbs can get out of here. It's fine. Here's my thing. You might be correct in that. That's not really fun.
No, that's not fun at all. I have much more fun with him in other multiplayer fights.
Okay. I've just been given word. His Taurus is back. Let's go.
Whoa, what?
We're back. There's a news notice out. Issue with Maze of Taurus being closed. Let's go see what it says, Buddha. Podcast reveal.
Breaking news.
It has been fixed. Yeah, okay. They didn't tell us even what it was. All right, whatever.
This is the shortest notice for the most confusing thing I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
That's funny. Okay, well, why don't we go do a different one with him?
Yeah.
And let's do Necrosion, because this thing's gonna just get wiped.
Ooh, this thing, yeah, Necrosion doesn't like
this
fire.
Thing's not gonna be. This thing's not gonna go well for that. This boss.
Switch, because I don't.
I definitely do not need this Ark.
I don't need Slayers.
So I'm gonna do Stardust, because I want to be cool.
Yeah, bro, be elite.
Be elite.
Have extended times with all of us. Did you do a room code?
Yeah, it just did.
I didn't see it, bro. You're in the menu.
Bro, I need to fix my skills.
There we go.
Once you're in here, I'm switching my stuff around. All right, we're good.
Go ahead.
So Chase is here. Ichigo's here. Let's go. I'm going to put some Undead Slayer on instead of Dragon. And then I'm actually going to put... Because he's actually neutral to...
To what?
Gaze. Or fire.
Mm.
So I'm going to put Gaze on. Just going to...
Just make it easier for us.
Skirt this on a little bit. I also... I know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing, but I know what I'm doing. Trust me.
I do.
Good, I'm glad. Skill 1 breakthrough? Why not, dude?
Just a little extra.
Why not?
500.
Why not, bro?
A little extra 500.
This is gonna end really well for the boss. Honestly.
I think so.
Okay. I'm done screwing around. Let's see. Fast Matisse, don't care. Probably don't need this. It's fine. Okay, ready?
I'm super ready.
Aww.
Ichigo's not ready.
Ichigo said, this is a really funny picture, honestly.
Oh, I love it. 4 of them. When you're on the top page with all the guides, open the image in a new tab, you'll be able to zoom in on it.
He's talking about the world boss guides.
Oh, okay.
Come on, Buddha.
Ready?
Are you ready?
Demon form.
I'm ready. Obviously, I didn't have enough SET to have fun, but whatever.
It's because you didn't use demon form.
I'm sorry, but what?
Yeah, you need that damage, bro.
It works.
That damage 1 taps. You don't even need the SET.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Super necessary.
Oh, you got the last hit.
Super
I'm
necessary.
so disappointed.
Super necessary. This is the kill sniping strategy with Shift Nero.
All
right.
Very nice.
So we can just
okay, it's
send
time.
It.
Yeah, I'm gonna need demon form and send it.
I'm just S1ing.
Oh my god, dude.
I don't even.
So
think
we
the
need to
game
actually
knows.
kill the other enemies first. You know, I hope we know that. There we go. Now we can do full damage.
That looks more like a Nero spam.
The other enemies need to be dead skis before we do anything, which I probably should have brought Theopolis. So why don't we just run this again? I'll bring Theopolis, make this a little smoother.
Sounds good, man.
And we'll smoke them. So we're going to run it back. Oh my god, see ya. Let's play again. All right.
I think you should run Kagu.
You what?
Kagutsuchi, bro. Extra 3k cap. Super duper OP. Necessary mandatory
Oh
arc
my god, you don't need that.
Best in slot. Easily.
I'm bringing Theo. Without a question. We're going to center all the enemies and then just nuke the crap out of them.
No, that sounds good.
Gotta equip it. Gotta equip it, boys. Gotta do the thing. Chase says, damn, this was fun. Yes, it is.
Oh, yeah.
It's always fun having an actual
fun.
party that can farm easily.
Oh, wonderful.
It is. This game doesn't like me tonight.
Yeah, what?
It's not letting me start rooms.
I've seen this, man. Alright, we in it.
Yo, should I selfless plug my farming video?
Absolutely. I'm getting ready to in an upcoming video. So, be on the lookout.
Lax.
Lax, man. Silly Lax. Trolls are for kids.
He's fixing his.
Yeah.
He definitely pressed start. That's fine. This will work.
He wanted to get in here. So yeah.
So this is gonna go great.
Yeah, this.
Everyone's got. You guys all got Stardust Live.
This is gonna be even better.
Like
than
obviously we'd normally be. I'm gonna run around since you guys are just too fast for me.
Listen, you gotta activate demon.
Just kidding.
Form,
I got the final hit. Let's go.
Nice.
Sniped.
Congrats.
Suck it.
Oh, okay.
That's funny.
Telling you. Need to be using that stuff right away.
God, you're doing 1100. Jeez. But is your guy even built? Like, what is this?
That was your numbers, bro.
That was literally
my numbers are too high for the game. All right, send it, bro. Oh, I want to level. Oh,
it's not gonna kill, but it's gonna go. But this will be quicker because now we can do full damage against the boss, which is exactly like this.
This is. Is that good damage?
Is that good?
Is that good?
Just S1s. It's super funny.
Are those good S1 spams with super armor?
The reason why I'm using Theopolis here is to center all the stupid ass ads so we can kill them all in one hit.
That was good.
Or like, one skill use. So for people who are questioning why I'm not using Stardust.
Or
really fun.
Kagutsuchi.
Kagutsuchi, yeah. surprisingly, centering enemies is really good.
Yeah, pretty OP.
But yeah, pretty fun.
So
Thought
yeah,
we could do a little bit of multiplayer.
let's shift Nero. I will say I'm really missing like a nice new support unit.
Yes, dude. If you look down the tier
list,
list, it's all been physical DPS, except for like Lennius in the past like 6 months.
Yeah, it kind of hurts me. Like I do love me some physical DPS. I think that's the game's cream of the crop when it comes to what's fun to play as. But
right.
For the health.
Now, I think for Maze in general, yes, a lot of physical DPS and a lot of varying physical DPS is going to be really helpful because you can't reuse units. But for PvE content outside of that, dude, supports are great, and we just haven't gotten like any.
No.
I think the last like true support was who? Sarah.
Yeah.
And then right before that, I mean, I still count enablers as supports. So like, you're looking at XBet. But like that's almost a year ago.
Yeah, literally.
It's been like full physical DPS. I mean, yeah, we've had tanks. I mean, Granadas, I guess. We've had some mages like Lennius. We've had, I guess Morgana is a great support too. I can't skip out on that. The cat, but yeah, unlucky.
Yeah. So we'll see. Even Morgana was like let's smash physical DPS on top of your heals.
Yeah.
So it's just physical DPS.
One thing that I think a lot of people have, or maybe have thought about, who's going to be the next unit. What are your thoughts? Because I know my opinion, coming out and talking to people in chat was like, we're probably going to start seeing more story units, right? Like we got Thouser, we got Lagrange, which is not really a story unit, but Mia, units like that. So who are the other people in story who maybe you've seen recently but who aren't units yet? My first two answers when someone asks me that are Leodor, which is that king dude.
Yep.
King Leodor or whatever, who basically absorbed melee. Sorry for the spoiler, but that's not really
Lord, Tweacz.
It's not really crazy. But that dude, and then Didi,
yes.
who is like Thouser's assistant. Those are like the only two units that I'd be like, okay, they might release soon. We don't know enough probably about Ryvern yet at all.
No.
Or whoever the hell he was talking to on his earpiece.
Yeah. No. I know it's hard to
but
talk
the
about
Leodor and Didi are like the ones that I'm expecting to come within the next couple months.
Yeah, I think they'll be the most upcoming DOH units. Unless they do decide, I mean, it would make sense, right? Because we have the half-year Annie approaching as well.
We have the half-year Annie, and I would expect new story there. So there's probably going to be a story-related unit for Annie. But there's going to be a unit before that. We're going to have a unit in like 10 days, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
10, 11 days.
2 weeks from the last.
So keep in mind, there's still stuff happening. Annie's hyped, though. Annie's in a month. Less than a month. October 15th is the technical date, but we'll see about when the update is. I expect it to work out pretty well, though, because, if we have a unit on the end of September, or September 29th or whatever, that lines up real quick in 2 weeks at the start of Annie.
Yeah, and they tend to do some really nice events, bundle deals during those times. So
Yes.
Well, let's cross our fingers.
Well, not for the general public, but just for paying players. I don't understand why they have stopped giving the general public UR-Dust, but what are you gonna do?
Listen, if we cry enough, maybe they'll change their minds.
So it's so annoying. I just want UR-Dust. I don't want to play Arena. Can I just give me UR-Dust?
Yeah. That would be nice.
Yeah, but Velmer says LC pass at the end of September. Yeah,
that is true.
Coming soon. Now, I want to talk to you about that because I think some people brought up really good points.
Okay.
The teaser image for that.
Yep.
For the LC pass, which they released on, I think, the JP's Twitter, and I don't know if they did on ours yet.
It shows somewhere.
It shows a bunch of stuff, but none of it's gems.
No, I didn't see. If there were gems on it, there would have been gems in that promo picture. There's no way.
Yeah, I think so too. So I'm expecting like quality of life stuff. I don't know about you.
I'm expecting everything.
I hope we get that damn Taiwan like +5 orbs, or but give us 20 event orbs at any given time.
Right. More orbs would be amazing. Like a double orb charge rate would be incredible.
Yeah,
that would be sick. But
should be interesting. LC Pass would be cool, but there's a lot of stuff coming out soon, right before Annie. I mean, we expect another unit. Time Trials is next week. We have LC Pass coming out at the end of September.
Yeah.
But dude, Annie always comes with a shit ton of free pulls. So like, yeah. I mean, yes, it's on the permanent gotcha banner, but like, there's a lot of good stuff in there, especially for new, even mid game players that don't have everything.
Did you talk about this extra chest that they show in it?
Well, yeah. So a lot of the things. Here's my thing. We talked about it basically like 2 years ago at this point. We had a little snippet of what they were planning for like the JP like subscription or whatever way back. And some of it did include like soul spot stuff. I don't know what the chest is there for. I would assume like it's an extra chest during quests.
Right.
I don't know for what quests, but an extra
maybe like,
extra rewards for quests would be great. Especially if like, what if you can steal an extra time? That would be dope.
That'd be
probably not a thing, but you know what I mean.
No, I mean we also know that they discontinued the double XP and double soul boosters.
Yes, yeah. So maybe that has something to do with this.
I mean, I would think so. We have soul tanks, blue souls, red souls. We also have the picture of an Ark, so maybe ether related.
Ether related.
Maybe
AP related.
AP related, maybe.
Unit, maybe EXP. Yeah, so we lost all the boosters, the soul boosters. We lost the EXP. We lost the AP boosters. So they're obviously going to reinstate that somehow. I wonder if that's part of it. That would be pretty interesting. I wonder what the LC pass, like if that gold card lets you get like more guild hunt shit or guild reward stuff. That would be cool. Like almost like a member pass.
They need to give us more guild stuff for free.
Bro, like can guild hunt count for something rather than me wasting my time every day? Honestly.
I stopped even going try hard on it.
I haven't done it in a month and a half. It's just not worth it for me.
No, I hate it.
But yeah.
So yeah,
we'll see. I don't see any gems on there. That's the biggest issue, I think. Or not biggest issue, but I think people are expecting that. And if it doesn't have any gems, it better be cheap. Like $10 or less a month, easy.
Single digit.
I don't know. We'll see.
Single digits.
Please. You're going single digits for $1.
Yeah, I'll pay maybe $2 a month.
I'll pay $1 for
that sounds like a really
almost anything.
Good deal. $1.99
$1 is not a lot.
It's only 6 cents a day, Tweacz. You know what that reminds me of?
3 cents a day. It's like one of those like sponsor a child and like a
yeah. Can't you just hear "In the Arms of the Angel" playing in the background?
I can see you.
Save your Buddha today.
Yeah.
Hit that
we'll see.
button below.
We'll see what it includes. Hopefully they'll come out next week and with some actually updated information about it before it actually releases, because releasing it without any information will be weird.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
So, I think that's all we got for you this time, guys. Tweacz, anything you want to get off your chest?
No, I think it's all off, bro. Shifter is a solid unit.
He's a stud.
I saw someone keep spamming in chat before about, not spamming, I shouldn't say that, but asking multiple times in chat about a comparison between him and Vergil. Unfortunately for me, that comparison is they're both very good units.
They really are.
Burst damage, very similar at their max potential. Shift Nero is obviously a bit easier to use because he just has on-command super armor. And dual wield and can use Trishula innately. Vergil is just neutral and just does a crap load of damage, has ranged attacks. Yeah, they're very good. When you ask about in their niches, you want them to compare them. They're very similar units, in my opinion, of how they could be used, in PvE content at least. So there's not really a need to compare. They're just both great.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
They are, but if I were to recommend one for someone who has to make a choice with their crystals and doesn't want to wait, I would recommend Vergil.
I would also recommend Vergil. I think he's wildly more like
convenient.
Just in future content.
Oh,
like
bro.
Neutral damage does a lot.
Yeah.
It helps a lot.
Mm-hmm.
For just bypassing stupid crap in the game, honestly.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But very, very close. I enjoy both of them. They're very, very fun units, that's for sure.
Yeah.
They nailed the fun
really
factor.
Good units from a Cloud, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
And I, you know, that's the funny thing with Shift Nero. Like, I don't love elemental attackers at my heart. Like, I just stop. The fact that I in the back of my mind, I'm like, okay, now I have to work on ignoring resist or, you know, dropping resist. And not everyone has that ability. But he's great, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
And just easy plugging Trishul in there. Like, I can't ask for much more.
No. Not at all. I'm going to enjoy using him. And Vergil. Kind of just probably going back and forth between them. But,
yeah. Both solid. Both will be great use in Maze, for sure, for me.
Oh, yeah.
Once we actually go mess with that, but yeah,
that'll
solid.
be exciting to see. So, guys, be on the lookout for some more content from myself and Tweacz. Of course, his channel link is in the video description if you haven't already subbed up. So, I don't know what you're doing if you're slacking on that. But let me just say thank you to my co-host. Thank you to the Booda Gang, BoodaFam, and everyone in between in the chat. Joining us live, covering Shift Nero. Thank you for your patience while Tweacz took a much-needed vacation. And boy Buddha celebrated 4 years with Lady Buddha. So that was a nice little
congratulations
getaway who wants me to come to bed because she's ready. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and skedaddle.
Peace. All right. Thanks, guys, for hanging out.
Yeah. Like,
good
subscribe,
podcast, I think.
Turn the bell notifications on. Don't let the algorithm tell you when to watch the video. And with all that being said, y'all know what we say. Work hard, play harder. See you in the next podcast.